Tombstone, 20-minute layover.
I'm not paying forward, but I'd be pleased to help you with your luggage.
Oh, thank you, but I'm expecting my husband to meet me.
My word.
It's quite a rough town, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, Captain. Here's your case.
Thank you.
Enoch, what happened?
Somebody tried to rob me.
You're hurt.
Oh, it's nothing, Amy.
Oh, come on inside, Enoch. We'll get a doctor.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Tombstone was only mildly disturbed when an unidentified stranger attempted to rob the Mayfair store. In the West's fastest growing boomtown, incidents of this kind were so common they attracted little notice. Oh, Clay? Anything interesting over at Benson?
No, I delivered my prisoner. How's it been around here?
Oh, real quiet day.
Well, I heard there was some shooting.
Oh, somebody tried to rob Enoch Ward's store this morning. Ward put the run on him. Nobody gets killed, so it's a quiet day. Well, it was loud for a while. Ward was in here raising Cain about lawlessness, and why didn't you do something about it?
Oh, yeah. That sounds familiar.
There was also an Army officer here looking for you. Had a dispatch case to deliver to another officer from Fort Huachuca.
Where is he now?
He said something about going down to the barber shop for a bath. Incidentally, I put the dispatch case in your safe.
Well, how'd you get it open?
Never reveal professional secrets. Just in case you don't remember, you gave me the combination to use in case of emergency, remember?
Here's a telegram for you from Fort Huachuca.
Thank you. Make sure nobody else finds out about this, will you?
It was sent to you.
And Harris said it was a quiet day.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes?
I'm Lieutenant Lowry, Fort Huachuca. I'm going to meet a Captain Emerson here.
Oh, yes, I got the message from the fort.
I'm afraid I'm a little late. My horse went lame. Has the captain arrived yet?
About an hour ago on the stage.
A dispatch case?
It's in my safe.
May I see the dispatch case?
Well, certainly. May I see your orders and identification?
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you. No offense, Lieutenant.
Certainly not. Here you are. Well, this key doesn't fit. This is a different case.
Try it again.
Mr. Hollister, do you have something I can use to open this with?
Oh, sure.
Very efficient.
It's a newspaper.
Mr. Hollister, I wonder if you'd do me a favor. Would you try to find Captain Emerson? I'll stay here with this until you get back.
All right.
You see what's in the case, don't you, Captain?
It looks like old newspaper to me, Lieutenant.
Does the captain know what was in it originally?
I merely had my orders to deliver the case, Lieutenant, exactly as you had your orders to receive the case.
If you'll pardon me, sir, it seems strange they didn't let you know you were carrying $30,000.
$30,000?
Consigned to the paymaster at Fort Huachuca.
I had no knowledge of this, Lieutenant.
Are you sure, sir?
You doubt my word, Lieutenant?
How many other people were on that stage beside you?
2.
Do you know who they were?
Mrs. Ward and a man named Cahoon.
Cahoon?
The name mean something to you, Lieutenant?
I've seen him around Tucson. A gambler, kind of a ladies' man.
Could he have known about that shipment, Clay?
Well, it's possible.
Seems like everybody knew about this but me.
Does the captain mind repeating exactly what happened on the stage?
We got into Tombstone, and there was shooting on the street. Mr. Cahoon got up to see, stumbled and fell into me, then got out and ran across the street. Then I followed him to the sheriff's office to meet you, Lieutenant. And you were late.
Oh, that's right. I was here. I put the dispatch case in the safe myself.
Well, surely you gentlemen don't think I stole the money.
Sir, $30,000 is an awful lot of money, especially for a man who's over age and grade and planning on retirement.
It's true, Lieutenant. I was thinking of retirement after this tour of duty. I was planning on getting a ranch of my own.
I request that you hold the captain in custody, Mr. Hollister, until I can get further orders from the fort. Sorry, sir.
You realize, of course, Sheriff, that you have no jurisdiction over Army personnel. However, in the interest of seeing this matter cleared up, I intend to cooperate fully.
Thank you, sir.
You really think he did it, Clay?
I don't know, but if he did, he's going to spend a lot more time in the Army without pay. So listen, I'll be back. Why don't you hang around?
Yeah, nothing else to do. If I'm not here when you return, I'll be in my office, along with a combination to your safe.
How's the book?
Dull. What did you do with him?
What did I do with who?
The captain. Lieutenant Laura just came in to telegraph the fort.
Well, I put him in jail.
He didn't do it.
And just how do you know that he didn't do it?
Woman's intuition.
I wish you'd use a little more of that woman's intuition and tell me who did.
I'm thinking on it.
Ellen, what do you know about Amy Ward?
She likes good clothes. She'd like to be the queen bee of the town, except they can't afford it. Her husband's older than she is, and he's jealous, if that's of any interest to you. What else would you like to know?
Well, that'll do for now. When you finish it, let me know how it comes out.
I already know. I read the last chapter first.
Afternoon, Ace.
Howdy, Clay.
Ace.
Yeah,
So you drove that stage in from Tucson this morning, didn't you?
that's right.
Well, you know Amy Ward?
Yeah, she's a nice-looking woman. She rode in with me today.
Well, how much baggage did she have?
Now, that's funny that you'd mention that. I thought it was kind of peculiar at the time. Making that trip there and back with just a hat box. Don't seem to make sense, does it?
Well, I guess it depends on why she made the trip.
Well, now, Clay, you've rode those coaches. You know that people don't ride them just for the pleasure.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Thanks, Ace. Mr. Ward?
Afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Hollister. Something in crepe de chine?
Oh, not today, thank you, Miss Ward.
Well, maybe you're in the wrong department.
Yes, could be that.
Well, if you will tell me what you want, I'll be very happy to help you.
You were on that Tucson stage this morning.
Amy, time to close up.
I understand you had a little bit of trouble.
You're a little late with your investigation, aren't you, Sheriff?
Yes, ma'am.
And why don't you go out and catch the one who did it and stop bothering us?
That wasn't what Mr. Hollister wanted, Enoch.
Well, what does he want then?
I'm not really sure. You wanted to know whether I was on the Tucson stage this morning? I was.
What is all this nonsense?
Please, Enoch, if we can be of any help.
Would you mind telling me why you went to Tucson?
To do some shopping, I bought a hat.
How many other people were on the stage?
Oh, come along, Amy.
Just a moment, Enoch. There were 2 other passengers besides myself, a Mr. Cahoon and a cavalry captain.
And nobody else got on or off?
No,
Was the captain carrying a dispatch case?
I didn't notice.
Look here, why are you bothering my wife with all these questions?
Because $30,000 was lifted from that stage. Army payroll.
How terrible.
Yes, Captain thought so.
What has all this got to do with Mrs. Ward?
She was on the stage.
I think you'd better leave, Hollister. If you have no specific charge to bring against my wife, get out.
Mr. Ward, there's no reason getting yourself all upset. Or do you have a reason?
If you think I'm going to stand idly by while you accuse my wife of thievery...
I'm not accusing anybody. Incidentally, I'd be careful of that. It could be dangerous if you don't know how to use it.
It might surprise you to know that I'm considered an expert marksman.
Well, no, that doesn't surprise me at all. Man might have to shoot real good. Miss a big close-up target 5 times. That man that tried to rob your store?
Would you like that one, Mr. Hollister?
Oh, well, no thank you, ma'am. But I was thinking of buying a hat for a friend of mine, birthday present.
Well, what type of hat did you want?
Oh, well, I don't know. I never bought a hat before. But I always have admired Mrs. Amy Ward's taste. What kind of hat would she buy?
Just a minute. Mrs. Ward bought this exact hat just 2 days ago. Isn't it stunning?
Well, ma'am, personally, if I were a woman, I'd be afraid to wear this hat. Yeah, some bird hunter might try to shoot me on the rise. Thank you, ma'am. I think I better get her handkerchief instead. But thank you for your help.
Sheriff Hollister paid a visit to King Cahoon, ill-tempered gambler gunman.
Cahoon? You seem to have the advantage. You know my name. I don't know yours, and you're standing behind me.
I haven't got a gun on you, if that's what you mean, and the name's Clay Hollister.
What do you want?
I'd like to have a little talk with you.
What about?
I'd just like to say hello to Tombstone's new citizen.
I've got no business with you, Sheriff.
Mr. Cahoon, you can make it hard on both of us, or you can make it easy on yourself.
Leave me alone, Sheriff. I don't like lawmen, and I don't like being pushed around.
You haven't been pushed around yet, but you keep working at it and you'll make it.
I've done nothing. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Is that why you got kicked out of Tucson? I said you could make it easy on yourself.
I like it the hard way.
All right. That's just the way you'll get it.
Well, here it is. Now, would you mind telling me why you wanted it?
Just a matter of curiosity. Captain?
Orders for release?
No, sir, not yet. This way, please. Now, Captain, was the hat box Mrs. Ward was carrying anything like this one?
It might have been a different color, but they're all the same.
And the dispatch case you were carrying, are you sure it was this size?
I couldn't tell them apart, could I?
Now you know why I wanted the hat box. Captain, you can go back to your cell. I've got an idea you won't be there too long.
The evening of August 12, 1881. Tombstone heard gunfire for the second time that day.
Was Lieutenant Lowry hurt badly?
No, doctor says he'll be up in around 3-4 days.
I don't think that shot was intended for Lowry.
You've been reading my mind.
You got any idea who's trying to kill you?
Yeah, several.
You want to give me some names, I can start setting the type.
Well, that's what I wanted to see you about. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't print anything for a day or two.
Any way you want it, Clay.
Thanks.
I'm not...
May I come in?
Well, it's getting awfully late.
This won't take very long.
Well, if you've come to talk to my husband, Mr. Hollister, he's not at home. He's in Benson on a business matter.
No, I don't want to talk to Mr. Ward. I want to talk to you. Thank you. You're leaving town?
A visit to my sister in St. Louis.
Oh, isn't Mr. Ward going with you?
Well, he might join me later if we sell the store.
Yes, I'd heard that business wasn't too good.
I'm sure you didn't come here to talk about that.
Well, there might be some connection.
I suppose it's about the money that was stolen from the stage.
Yes, partly.
Well, I should think you'd leave that matter to the military authorities.
It's gone beyond that now. See, somebody tried to kill me a little while ago.
How awful.
Yes,
And you think there's some connection between the two?
there could be.
That's rather far-fetched, isn't it? After all, a man in your position must have enemies.
I can think of several. It seems that I might have made a new one.
One more shouldn't matter. Now, are you quite through talking, Mr. Hollister?
I haven't had a chance to get started yet.
Seems to me if you'd spend more time running down criminals instead of annoying decent citizens, we all might benefit a little bit. Now, what about the man who tried to rob my husband?
Oh, I already know who that was. Yes, I'm pretty sure that was just a man who was hired to create a diversion when the stage pulled in.
Have you arrested him?
Not yet, but I will. Now, getting back to the robbery.
I'm afraid I've told you everything I have to
You
say.
say you went to Tucson on a shopping trip?
Yes.
How long were you gone?
Oh, just up and back. It doesn't take very long to look in all the shops.
And you didn't know the captain or Mr. Cahoon before that?
Of course not.
Do you remember, Mrs. Ward, if the captain got off the stage?
I'm afraid I don't. I heard the shots, I looked out and saw Enoch, and the next thing I knew, I was running.
Doesn't seem reasonable that a passerby just happened to steal the captain's dispatch case.
Well, wouldn't that mean that the captain was the logical suspect?
He is. He's in jail.
Well, then I would think you would consider the case closed.
I would. Except I just don't think he did it. See, there's one thing I am certain about. The captain couldn't have taken a shot at me. I'm sorry to have disturbed you. A new hat?
Yes, it was the one thing I was able to buy in Tucson.
In Tucson?
Yes.
Do you mind if I have a look at it?
Of course not.
Thank you.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yes, very.
Well, are you satisfied, Mr. Hollister?
Yes. You see, I know you got that hat here in town. When you left Tucson, that case was empty. Where's the money, Mrs. Ward?
Curiosity can be a dangerous thing, Mr. Hollister. Get his gun, King.
I knew I should have thrown you out of town this afternoon.
Over against the wall. You finished packing, Amy. I have a carriage waiting. I wouldn't want to disturb the neighbors.
Enid, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Benson.
I changed my mind. What's going on here, Amy?
It's pretty plain, isn't it? They're running out on you.
Don't listen to him, Enid. We were going to pick you up in Benson.
I don't believe you, Amy. You're the one who thought up this trip.
No, Enid, no.
Now I know why you spent all that time in Tucson.
All right. What about it?
Only this.
Wait for me, King!
Sheriff!
I told you not to push me too far.
I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Hollister.
Captain, you have yourself to thank. You see, we all believed in you.
You might give my regards to Mr. and Mrs. Ward.
Oh, well, I rarely get up to Yuma Prison on visiting days.
I guess I can hardly blame the Army for not telling me about the money. I'm afraid they've always thought of me as a book officer. They weren't sure how I'd stand up under fire.
You stood up real good. You still going to resign, start that ranch?
Yes, sir.
Chickens?
Horses. I'm going to sell them to the Army. Claiborne?
Well, Ward's had it planned very well.
Yeah.
Enoch starting to shoot just when that stage arrived.
Mm-hmm. They would have gotten away with it, too, if Mrs. Ward hadn't bought that hat.
Well, looks like another unexciting day.
Harris, will you do me a favor? Never say that again.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run foul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
How did it start? Oddly enough, with a wedding. Pop Tuttle could have been married in his own town of Benson, but he had his own good reasons to be married in Tombstone.
Better move to Benson, folks, where life is good.
He's got a lot of drive, old Pop.
Yeah, he's a real live one. He's got more nerve than either one of us. Well, he got married, didn't he?
He's twice her age.
Ooh. Hello, Mansfield. No hard feelings.
Get out of Tombstone, Tuttle, and stay out.
You're going to lose the county seat, too, Mansfield.
Put away the hardware, Mr. Mansfield.
He's a crackpot. A dangerous crackpot.
Well, maybe. But you can't kill him just because he married your girl.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. July 8, 1882. Pop Tuttle had certainly become a controversial character in Tombstone. A truly surprising man.
Tuttle. Hey! Morning, Clay.
Well, certainly didn't expect to see you back in Tombstone so soon.
Why not?
Well, you did just get married. What about a honeymoon?
Had my honeymoon in beautiful Benson, garden spot of the territory, and next county seat.
I thought maybe you might take a week off, show your wife Mexico or the Grand Canyon.
I'll tell you another thing. You young whippersnappers take these long honeymoons, and do you know why?
Oh, well, maybe you better tell me.
Because you want to get out of work, that's why. But not me. I like what I'm doing. Selling furniture to the living and pine boxes to the dear departed.
Well, hello, Pop.
Howdy, Harris.
Congratulations. I hope you'll be very happy.
Thank you. I can't help but be with Grace. She's a hummer. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and young. No more worn-out females for me. My other wives just couldn't stand the gaff. Here's that ad I want you to run.
For your furniture store and funeral parlor?
Nope, they'll take care of themselves once I get the county seat away from you fellas here in Tombstone.
I'm not so sure I should print this ad, Pop. Merchants in Tombstone are going to like it.
Well, I'm not sure you can refuse. That is, if you want to stay an honest editor. You are one, aren't you?
Benson has the railroad. Benson, the hub of stage routes from Tucson, Fort Bowie, New Mexico, and Texas.
Look, Harris, I got to get back to the office. Just want to say good work. That headline started a lot of talk.
I intended it to.
Baptism of fire. An era in the history of Tombstone that'll never be forgotten. Well, I didn't know you had a fire. I didn't see it from Benson. I didn't hear nothing about it.
That's the last year's headlines. That was before you moved west. I reprinted that account to remind the people what a real danger fire is.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, almost wiped out the town.
Thanks to our inadequate fire equipment.
The Red Terror of Tombstone raged unchecked when our valiant firemen ran out of water. Is that all the water you got in this town? A 7-inch line from the Huachuca Mountains?
Yeah, well, of course we have the reservoir, the storage tank up above town, but that isn't nearly enough to... Now look, Pop.
Here, I'm going to change my ad. I'm inviting everybody who's afraid of fire to move to Benson. Why, we got more water than we know what to do with. Underground river's never been tapped.
Look, Pop, that's pretty strong medicine.
Well, you fellas here in Tombstone will just have to take it. I'll get you a nice big spoon. Yes, sir, this'll do the trick. Now we'll get that county seat. Why, in Benson we got water to burn. Hey, that's pretty good. Water to burn while Tombstone burns. You print that instead of...
Harris, get some water in the town.
Easy. Easy.
Grace.
You weren't at my wedding, Howard.
I warned you not to. Why?
He asked me to marry him. Took me away from that. Gave me a name.
A name?
You know I always wanted a name, Howard. But you were more interested in having your name on Tombstone. Well, it just might make you rich.
You made a big mistake.
No. I know what I'm doing, Howard. In Benson, I'm Mrs. R.C. Tuttle. I belong to a club.
You? What kind of a club?
I don't know yet. I've been invited to meet the town women in a home, not a whiskey-soaked saloon.
You won't be happy.
Good day, Mr. Mansfield.
Grace is coming. We better help her get him to a doctor.
No, Grace can't know about this.
Well, now, wait a minute,
Now,
Pop.
boys, you gotta promise me. Not a word about this to anybody. Not about me falling or stumbling or nothing.
Look, Pop, it's all well and good to be proud, but...
I'll be with you in a minute, my dear. Boys, you gotta promise me, especially Grace. She can't know.
All right. If you'll promise that you'll see a doctor.
Of course I'll see a doctor. In Benson. They got better doctors there.
I think you'll like it.
On you, I'd like a corn husk. Would you like to drive? Well, you're my wife now. Got to get some work out of you.
The morning of July 9, 1882.
Well, you think we can talk the city council into voting the money?
We have to. We need that pumper.
It looks kind of like a steam engine.
It's almost what it is. It's a steam pump. Steam from the boiler operates a pump. That thing will throw a big stream of water clear over a 2-story building.
Sure ought to do the job until we run out of water.
I thought you'd be here, Clyburn, since you weren't at the epitaph where you published this filth. What are you, a Benedict Arnold?
Just a minute.
Now, wait a minute. What's this all about?
You know what it's about. Bringing this trash for Tuttle. Telling people to move to Benson because Tombstone's a fire trap.
He's a crackpot. All right, you, Sheriff.
Yes, Mr. Mansfield?
What do you plan to do about this nuisance Tuttle?
Well, I might try to get him a medal.
A medal?
Yes, you see, I think it's a good idea for Tombstone to feel that it might lose the county seat.
What kind of nonsense is this?
Well, now, maybe you'll do something about your town. Back us up.
Clay and I are going before the council to ask for $10,000 worth of new firefighting equipment. $10,000?
That's ridiculous. We'd have to pay for it in taxes.
That's right.
Well, I'm going to fight you and get everybody I know to fight you. What we've got's good enough.
You take a chance on being burned out again for a few tax dollars.
10,000 isn't a few dollars. And if I get burned out, I've got insurance.
Yes, I know that. You're well covered, Mr. Mansfield. But most of the rest of the merchants out there with their board and batten shops haven't got a dime's worth of insurance.
Well, that's up to them.
Most of them can't afford it. After last year's fire, insurance comes pretty high in Tombstone. I think that's pretty cheap protection.
All right. Listen up. We may not have much water. We got a dandy jail.
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I'm just trying to wake this town up to the dangers of fire. Citizens of Tombstone. It's no law against me making a speech, is there, Sheriff?
No, just so you don't cause trouble.
Thank you. Citizens of Benson. 'Cause that's what you'll soon be after I tell you about the garden spot of the territory.
Hold it, old man.
It seems there's a question from the audience.
I warned you to stay out of Tombstone. I'm warning you once more, the last time.
Sheriff said I could make a speech.
Well, I'm not standing by like him and the editor, while a crackpot tries to get the people to move to Benson so you can outvote us for county seat.
It just makes sense, folks. Why not live in bountiful Benson rather than tremble in Tombstone?
Who's trembling?
All of you ought to be. What happens during a fire when you run out of water? It's only a matter of time until Tombstone burns again, like it did last year. Maybe worse.
I think he's going too far.
Could be.
Why live in fear? Benson welcomes you. The new county seat.
You'd like to see Tombstone burn, wouldn't you, old man?
Well, if it did, I couldn't help it. Now, could I? Nobody could.
And you might just start it burning to get the county seat in Benson. No, partner. Let him come, Hollister. The old goat asked for it. But I'm coming in to get it. Now you're asking for it.
I wouldn't.
I won't forget this, Hollister.
Well, that's good. I tried to hit you hard enough so you'd remember.
It's the last warning, Tuttle. Stay out of Tombstone.
You'd better get out of town, fella.
Well, I guess we are a little bit outnumbered now.
July 11, 1882. True to his word, Howard Mansfield had not forgotten the beating dealt him by Clay Hollister. There was bad blood, and it was boiling.
Hello, Clay.
Oh, Grace.
I just drove in from Benson. Mr. Tuttle doesn't know. Things look bad.
Yeah, they look bad here, too.
The people are really up in arms about the way Tombstone treated Mr. Tuttle. They might do anything.
Such as?
Some of them have been drinking, you understand.
Yeah, some of them been drinking here, too.
They want to march on Tombstone.
And?
There's even talk of setting fire to the town.
That's great. That's all I need. A civil war, killings, a fire, and all because of Mr. Tuttle and Mr. Mansfield.
I tried to calm Mr. Tuttle down, but he's a proud man. He said he's going to continue with his campaign and come back to Tombstone. He said the devil with Howard Mansfield.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to stop him. Look, Grace, I can't talk to Mr. Mansfield. He won't listen to me. Maybe you can.
No. No, Clay, not that.
He was once in love with you. Maybe he still is. And he's the only one that's keeping this feud alive. He might drop it for you. Now, look, I know it's a lot to ask, but you don't want to see Tuttle dead, do you? And if they get liquored up and fire this town,
Well, just last year, 66 shops were wiped out. $175,000 worth of property damage. They could estimate that. But they couldn't put a price on the lives that were lost.
All right. I'll talk to him.
Yes, Mrs. Tuttle?
Howard, I came to talk to you about Mr. Tuttle and the people in Benson.
Yes, Mrs. Tuttle.
They're angry, Howard. Dangerous. They may come to Tombstone, and there's talk of fire.
Fire? You're his wife. Why did you come to warn me?
Well, there are a lot of people to think about.
You never used to think of other people. Only us. Yes, Mrs. Tuttle?
You don't have to keep calling me Mrs. Tuttle. I'm not Mrs. Tuttle. Not really. Can't we leave, Howard? I made a mistake. I want what we had.
Yes, we can leave as soon as I straighten out my affairs here.
Oh, can't we leave now, fast, before I...
Before you change your mind?
I won't change my mind. But it'll be a lot easier for everyone if we leave fast. I'll pack and leave as soon as you say.
Leave him tonight.
Tonight.
It won't take me long to straighten out my affairs here in Tombstone. I think Tombstone's had its day already.
Lenny, Riggs.
Grace.
I'm leaving, Mr. Tuttle. I was coming by the store to tell you.
The night of July 11, 1882. Fire. The Red Terror had again struck Tombstone, this time with helping hands. Every volunteer firefighter was the sure knowledge that our so-called fire wagon was inadequate.
that tunnel before he smokes us out. Let's get the fire out, then I'll check.
We run out of water.
We'll get some more. Runners, get it down to the reservoir.
Get some more water.
That tunnel. He swore he'd smoke us out. My whole mercantile business gone. I say we go to Benson and smoke out Tuttle.
I say we hang him.
All right, hold it.
There's not going to be any lynching. Besides, you got no proof.
How much proof do you need?
Wait a minute. Grace, where's Pop?
I left him.
And that's why Tuttle sent his men from Benson to burn me out.
I still say we ought to hang him.
And I still say hold it.
Where is he?
He's dead.
He's dead.
When I told him, he just died.
Where?
Back home.
I think you better tell us about it.
He was a good man. But it's always been Howard. Don't you understand?
Go on.
We planned to leave, Howard and I. And I told Mr. Tuttle. When I told him, he just looked at me for the longest time. And he fell to the ground. He didn't say a word. He just died. I wish he'd said something. But what I said killed him. I killed him.
No, Grace, you didn't know. He was a very sick man.
I could have told him I was going on a trip. But I did the right thing, didn't I? Telling him I was leaving. Telling him the truth.
Call me when the water comes. Don't do it. Put him on the bar. Now move back to the stairway. Give me your right hand. All right, stick yours through here. Right. Don't leave town. You might just as well throw those insurance papers in the fire, too. For all the good they'll do you.
What do you mean?
Well, Tuttle didn't start that fire. And the only people in Tombstone who aren't fighting it are you and those two apes at the bar.
Well, that doesn't prove anything.
You better pull the dock off the fire line.
Yeah, we still got a fire to fight.
Keep an eye on it.
Saw the flames on the road to Benson. She's all loaded up with water.
Well, Pop, we thought you would...
Oh, nothing's going to happen to me. Not while there's a good county seat war going on.
Let's go fight that fire.
Mansfield doesn't like my jail. Guess he won't like Yuma prison either.
Well, the boys have soaked the other buildings. If the wind doesn't blow up, the rest of Tombstone is safe.
Well, I guess we better be getting back to Benson, Mrs. Tuttle.
Are you sure you want me to after this?
Everybody's entitled to one mistake. I made 3 before I married you. Of course, it's up to you to decide.
Do you want me to drive, Mr. Tuttle?
I wish you would.
Oh, is it all right if I leave the water wagon on the street for a day or two just to advertise Benson? Yeah, thanks. And remember, gentlemen, when it comes to a vote, let your conscience be your guide.
What are we going to do about that man?
Well, there's only one thing to do. Elect him mayor of Tombstone. Then maybe we get that equipment.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
In town. I just saw him.
So?
The talk is he's back in town to kill you, since you were the one who sent him up.
Well, never expected to catch the two of you together. Must be my lucky day. Oh, Jake, I understand you're going to call me out. Don't listen to gossip, Hollister. I'm not here to kill anybody. Oh? Prison changed you, huh? Yeah. Clybourne, I want to run an ad in the paper. One of those one-liners. Expert wheelwright wants job.
You? A wheelwright?
I learned it at Yuma. You going to run the ad or not?
Sure, I'll run it. I'm all for any man who wants to go straight.
And Hollister, if any joker wants to blame me for something again, you know better, see?
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. The morning of May 31, 1885, got off to a fast start. A man had been shot and killed on his way to work.
Find anything? Yeah, just that Bert was on his way to work. Killer waited for him to get by and then shot him. Must have stood over there.
How do you know?
Well, the ground's all mussed up, like he got fidgety waiting.
Well, here's a slug Doc Cunningham took out of his back. Not much to go on.
Great. Can't be more than a couple of 138-40s in town.
Old Bert Henry. Who'd want to kill him?
Maybe Harry Dunbar can give us something to go on.
Looks like some folks are in for a spell of waiting for that baby. Also looks like I came to the right place at the right time.
Haven't I seen you before?
Maybe, maybe not. The point is, I'm a wheelwright. You need one bad.
Oh, no, I don't. I've got the best man in town, Bert Henry.
Well, Bert's not working here anymore. Somebody gunned him down.
Bert?
It was in Hollister's office when he was shot. Word is spreading all over town. That's why I thought...
Oh, Harry. You didn't waste any time getting here, I see.
Somebody's got to take the fellow's job. Might as well be me.
Got any idea who shot him down, Clay?
No, not yet. All I know is he was ambushed on his way here. He died in Doc Cunningham's office.
Why would anybody want to kill Bert? He didn't have much money. I remember you now. You're Jake Conroy. You're a gunslinger. Well, I don't want any thugs around my place. Shove off, Conroy.
Now, Mr. Dunbar, I wouldn't take that tone. You're in a jam. You need me. Hollister, tell him I'm in the clear.
That's right, Harry. He was in my office when it happened. He couldn't have done it. He was telling me that he spent his time up at Yuma learning to be a wheelwright.
I don't think that I could ever trust an ex-con.
Mr. Dunbar, have you ever been in prison?
Of course not.
then you don't know what it takes for a man to buckle down and learn a trade late in life. To tell himself he's going to go honest and above board.
All right, Conroy, I'll give you a break, but I warn you, the first false move and you're finished.
It's a deal, Mr. Dunbar. And in a week, you'll be begging me to stay. Well, let's see here.
Dunbar handles a lot of important business. Stage line, couple 3 mining outfits. Now Jake Conroy's working for him.
Oh, what's that got to do with anything? Don't you believe his story about going straight?
I don't know. Wheelwright is murdered. Jake's a wheelwright. So he steps into the dead man's job.
Well, you know, Jake couldn't have done the killing.
Yeah?
I think we have to give him a chance.
Kind of like recommending Billy the Kid for president of the First National Bank.
Ah.
I'll feel better if I check on him.
Don't seem warped to me. Looks like a fair to middling job.
What do you want?
George West been in? The West Consolidated Mining Company?
What about him?
When he comes to town, he leaves his buggy here. Saw him on Allen Street.
Know a thing about it.
Well, you work here. You know the customers.
I'm not in the habit of giving information to strangers. Now get out of here. Come on.
What's the trouble?
Get out.
What was it, Jake?
Just a bum asking questions. Didn't like his looks, gunslinger type. Look, told you I'd have her finished by quitting time. Give me a shot.
Hello, Mr. West.
How do you do?
Bartender, I'll have another drink at the table. Mr. West. Not till I had my say.
All right, what is it?
Remember me? Holby Jones. I used to be a miner. Before you accused me of stealing silver or before you had me sent to the pen for something I didn't do.
Well, this is preposterous.
You're gonna pay for what you did to me,
All
Mr.
right,
West.
head for the street.
I ain't packing a gun. You are.
I can fix that. Now, are you going to go out in the street? I ought to break you in two. But I'm a peaceable man. I'm giving you one last chance to go out in the street.
You ought to break me in two. But you're yellow.
Somebody better go to the sheriff.
Yeah. Let Hollister pick up the pieces.
All right, Jake, you're under arrest.
What for? I didn't do anything. He started it. I had to protect himself.
Don't give me that. Let's go.
Just a moment, Sheriff. He's right. That man mistook me for somebody else. He accosted me. This man stepped in on my behalf.
Thanks, Mr. West. Thanks. I got in trouble a few years ago. You know how lawmen are. Once they get you pegged, they hate to see you come unpegged.
Mr. West, you want to prefer an assault charge against this man?
No. Just lock him up and let him sleep it off for the night.
Real high and mighty, ain't you, Mr. West?
Let's go.
Good man, Hollister.
The best. Guess I'd be suspicious of everybody, too, if I had his job.
I'm grateful to you, Conroy. If ever you need work, come around and see me.
Thanks. But I'm working for Harry Dunbar right now. I'm a wheelwright.
Wheelwright?
I noticed that buggy of yours. Anytime you want it fixed, bring it around. I'll treat it right.
All right.
Be seeing you, Mr. West.
Oh, Conroy, your gun.
No, thank you. Don't know why I wear it. I guess we've got to protect ourselves in Tombstone. We found that out.
We did find it out.
Thank you. I'd sure like to get my hands on whoever did that. You better report it to Hollister.
I intend to. First, I have to be sure if you can repair it.
I'll make it like new. It'll take a while.
Now, how long?
Well, the rest of the day if I rush.
I have a payroll I have to get out to the mine.
And Dunbar can lend you a rig for that. And then when yours is fixed, I can return it and pick up the other buggy.
Fine. Fine. That's real service.
My pleasure. Now let me handle this and you go get Hollister. Maybe he can nail that vandal.
Right.
Hello, Jake.
Hello, Hollister.
Anything you can tell me about Mr. West's buggy?
Yeah? Two spokes busted, done with something heavy, I'd say, like a sledge. Straight grain dash. Nothing but the best for this job. You know who did it, of course.
No, you tell me.
The Hobie Jones.
Maybe.
Oh, no maybe about it. Takes a bad man to break up something as beautiful as that buggy. And you learn about a man when you fight him. He's a bad one. Much like a twin sister, huh?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You ever see a better matching job?
I wasn't talking about the spokes. I was thinking about something else.
Something else?
Yeah. I'll see you later.
Save the leather, hop in.
It's about time. You come by way of Tucson?
Not there, on the floor. Nobody's gonna see me way out here. We're not taking any chances. I've got the sheriff looking for you, remember?
You have to do that. You have to tell him I was the one who busted West's buggy.
Lie down. All the way.
Yeah.
Boy, this is sure a sweet running chariot.
Just another buggy.
You ought to be glad everything's running so smooth.
It ain't a bit smooth down here.
Oh, just think of Mexico. Wine, women, and money. We'll be living like a couple of caballeros.
I still got lumps from that fight. I've had the dirty end of this job all the way.
That's because you're not educated. You should take up a trade like me.
it's the report from Yuma on Jake Conroy. Well, what do you know? Jake was a trustee. Exemplary conduct, learned to trade.
At least he gave us a straight story.
Released May 1st, along with an inmate by the name of Red River Tom. Left Yuma together, heading east. Uh-oh, listen to this. 5'11", slim, dark-haired, 32, speaks with a slight southern accent. Remind you of anybody? That story I gave you for the epitaph. Conroy's fight in the Crystal Palace with a stranger.
Hobie Jones.
Or Red River Tom, according to Yuma. These days, thugs change their name like you change your shirt.
Well, then if Conroy knew Jones, that fight in the saloon had to be staged.
Uh-huh. But you gotta go back one step further. Hobie killed Bert Henry so that Jake could get into a key job. Then the fight set Jake up with West. So naturally, when West's buggy was vandalized, he'd go to Jake. Let's get to Dunbar's.
Harry, where's Jake?
Oh, he's out, delivering the buggy to Mr. West.
At the mine, I suppose?
That's right. He'll be back soon.
No, Harry. Not unless we drag him back. Hello, Mr. West. Brought your buggy back.
It's fine. Fine. Finished early, didn't you?
Had to. Got traveling to do.
I begin to see it now.
Just do as you're told and nobody will get killed. Put the payroll in the sacks. We're going to take charge of it for you.
That wasn't necessary.
Yes, it was. Truss him up, Hobie. Make it fast. We've got to move. We'll take the good buggy. We're rich now. We're not going to ride in a livery stable rig.
How about the guard at the gate?
The boss will be driving. Hobie will be on the floor. I'll be beside you. Any false moves, and you get 2 slugs, one in the back and one in the belly. Well, let's go.
You can pull up right here. Someday they're going to catch up with you. If I have my say, you'll hang. Pull up, I said. Oh! Up! Now go on, get down. So you can put a bullet in my back. What's a murder charge against me? Get down. Now start hoofing it. Only take you a few hours. Yeah. We better trade this tramp for a pair of fast horses. Get rid of this fine buggy? Not a chance. Running out of road. Look, I know what I'm doing.
Once I drove her herd down this trail, clear to Mexico.
When the guard gets to town, Hollister will be aboard the fastest horse he can find.
Look, who planned this?
You did?
Everything's gone fine so far, huh?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Time on foot.
Get out and walk, then.
Hollister will be gaining on us.
Look, we got a long lead. Hollister can't sprout wings.
This is more like it. That's the one you were supposed to fix.
I told you to knock out a couple of spokes, not weaken the whole wheel.
No matter what I done, it's up to you to fix it.
It's up to you to fix Bird Henry, not to kill him.
Right, all right. We're just jabbing at each other. We gotta get out of here.
When you were harping about riding horses, now's your chance.
Carriage snags and no saddles?
Shut up and help me unhitch.
Get down!
Guard him, Harris. I never buck odds when they get too big, Hollister.
He's dead.
Too bad. 3 men could do a lot with 50,000. How about splitting it 3 ways?
You can never make it come out even that way, Jake. Harris, get his gun.
Oh, I'm glad you're a good shot. That was close.
Close for Jake. If I'd had more of a target, we'd have had another dead wheelwright. Hold it here.
That judge hauled off and threw the book at me.
You got off easy. You deserve the rope.
Yeah? I'd be in Mexico right now buying and selling judges like him if it hadn't been for that buggy wheel.
Cheer up, Jake. Takes time to make a master wheelwright. You'll have that time up in Yuma. The rest of your life.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Reed Barker knew the Oriental Saloon had taken in a lot of money. Men at the bar. Get over to the wall.
Drop the gun. And I'm certainly glad that it's you, Sheriff, because there's a holdup in there. In fact, I think he's still in there.
Really? That bag of money you got in your hand makes me think he's right out here.
There?
That's right. Drop it. Any more tricks, friend? Inside. You're not going to kill me? Guess you haven't heard about Tombstone, friend. I got a little thing here called due process of law. Means I'm supposed to take you in alive. If I can.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. September 8, 1881. Not quite a month later, Reed Barker had been tried and convicted of armed robbery and murder. But the trouble was only beginning.
Something I can do for you?
Come and see a guest of yours, Sheriff. Reed Barker.
Sorry, Barker isn't allowed any visitors.
Well, it hardly seems fair not to let him see his own kin. He's my brother.
Your brother?
That's right, Sheriff. I'm Seth Barker. Now, wouldn't I be plumb out of my head to come here if I was wanted someplace, Sheriff? I'm not like old Reed. Never done nothing wrong in my whole life. And Reed, you don't have no kin at all, except me.
All right, I'll give you 5 minutes with him.
You act like you kind of feared old Reed, Sheriff.
Unbuckle your gun belt.
You feared of me too, Sheriff?
A murderer who shoots people in the back just might have a brother equally as heroic.
You're right, Sheriff. Ain't no sense taking chances.
Face that wall. Brace your hands up against it. All right. That way. Clint, keep an eye on the store.
Sure, Clay.
Somebody to see you, Barker. You got 5 minutes.
Hello, Reed.
You sure took your sweet time getting here.
Come as fast as I could. Dude, I told you you were here.
Say, Sheriff, would you mind, could my brother and I have a couple of minutes privacy?
Sorry.
It's all right, Sheriff. Say, Seth, you remember that farewell party that you had in mind? Well, we're going to forget all about it. Understand?
But, it's all planned.
Now, I said forget it. You see, I've had an awful lot of time to think since I've been in here. And, well, I've seen the error of my ways. I should have lived a better life, more like the sheriff and all of his men.
Sure, Reed. That's right.
You remember the way it was back in Topeka?
Topeka?
About 2 years ago, that guy that was going to die.
Oh, sure. I remember.
You remember that? Well, you remember how he repented near the end? Well, that's the way I want to go.
Oh, sure.
Now, I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to go and see Pa. Last I heard, he was living just outside of town. Poor old man, he never did have much, and I think if you was to give him $1,000, I think it'd be real pleasurable to him.
I'll do that, Reed. You have my word on it.
Good.
Time's up.
You go and see Pa as soon as you can, huh?
I will, Reed.
Bye, sir.
It's all yours, Quint.
Right.
Farewell party, forget it. Like the sheriff and his men. Topeka. Why'd you underline that? Topeka 2 years ago. It meant something, some kind of a plan.
That part about forgetting the farewell party, I'm sure that has something to do with trying to break Reed out of jail. But he's not going to do that now.
He's got some other kind of a plan. They talked it out right in front of me. A plan to get Reed out of jail. Well, at least you can take all the precautions you need.
What precautions? I've done everything I can think of. It's got to be something I wouldn't think of. Something right there in that code. Like Reed telling Seth to give his pa $1,000.
Well, maybe he meant it. He stole over $20,000 that hasn't been found.
Yeah, but according to Seth, Reed has no other family. Just him.
I wish I had the Topeka files of 2 years ago. They might help. I'll tell you what. I'll write for him. No, that might be too late. Convinced that the conversation he had witnessed between Reed and Seth Barker was some sort of coded plan on the part of the brothers, Sheriff Clay Hollister rode out to talk to Noah Crane, the hangman.
Sheriff was taking every precaution against any last-minute escape attempt on the part of the killer.
To me, one hanging's just like any other. Now, why all the fuss, huh?
You just conduct the hanging, Noah. Let me take care of the arrangements.
What are the arrangements?
I'll let you know when the time comes.
You know, it must be true what people have been saying all over town.
What's that?
That you're scared someone's going to come in and take that boy away from you?
Nobody's going to take the boy, Noah. You just buy yourself that new rope. You'll be using it. You see something? Just a couple of hours to go. If somebody's going to grab Barker, it'll have to be soon.
Has he given you any hint that he's expecting help?
No, not in so many words. Just doesn't act like a man who knows he's going to die.
Well, what are the chances, Clay? I mean, what if a dozen or so men suddenly rode into town? Could they take him?
I don't think so. In the first place, they couldn't surprise us. I've got men hidden out there. No, it's not that I'm worried about. It's the unknown. There's something going on that we don't know about.
Hey, what's going on?
Dawn, Reed. Time to go.
Dawn. Not going to be much of an audience, is there?
It's the idea. Won't be anybody there but the necessary witnesses and the guards.
Yeah? What kind of a day is it? Nice day for a hanging?
Is there such a thing?
Hey, get your hands off of me. Now, you listen to me, Sheriff. You're looking at one man who is not afraid to die.
Looks like you're afraid I might get away, Sheriff.
My job to see you don't.
Anytime you're ready, Judge.
Reed Barker, by legal order of a duly appointed court of law.
All right, now, isn't it enough I had to listen to that stuff once? Now, let's get it over with.
Do you want to say anything before this sentence is carried out?
No.
You want a blindfold?
No.
What? Oh! That's right.
around here. Broke. Now, get me loose.
You're gonna have to go back to jail till we get a ruling on this.
Well, you can't hang me twice. That's the law, isn't it, Judge?
If it was an act of God.
What if it wasn't? What if it was a deliberate accident?
If you can prove criminal conspiracy, then I'll reschedule the execution.
Now, just a minute. What do you mean, prove? Now, the rope broke, so I'm free. Now, what have you got to prove? We'll see.
Reed Barker had been hanged, and he was still alive. And one thing was certain, the rope had not been cut.
What happened to it, Noah? You're responsible. What happened?
I don't know. It was brand new, the same as always.
Yeah. Look, Judge, this didn't just happen.
Can you produce proof?
Well, give me some time.
The law states that if a criminal survives an execution and there's no proof of criminal conspiracy, he is absolved of all the crimes with which he was charged.
You're turning loose a murderer. Now, you heard what the judge said. Now, you've got to turn me loose. All right, Quinn, unlock him. Thank you kindly, Sheriff. Don't thank me. Well, gents, who's going to join me at the Oriental? You know, an ordeal like this gives a man a mighty dry throat. Well, I'll thank you if you'd return my gun to me, Sheriff. Quinn, take care of it.
Looks like he's a mite scared, Reed.
You're like he just saw a ghost. A drink, you.
Yes,
You did pretty good.
You can always trust me, Reed.
Yeah. Hey, what did you have to pay?
2,000.
2,000? You sure don't care how you spend my money.
Well, I got him down from 5. It was worth it at twice the money.
Yeah.
Reed, let's get out of here. I got us a couple of horses.
Now, just sit down and relax. Look, I am a free man. I don't have to run from anybody, and I can stay here as long as I want, forever if I want to.
Sure you can. Only that little old tin can bank over in Bartleyville is not going to stay full of gold forever. I figure we best be moving.
Now, I'm still doing the figuring the same as always. And I figure we're going to stay here until tonight. You see, it's not every day that you get to pick up an easy $2,000.
Reed.
Hmm?
You're not figuring on taking that money back.
Back from my friend? The one you gifted my $2,000 to? Well, now, it can't stick it. It can't stick it in the bank. And if somebody was to take it from him, it can't complain to the sheriff. All right? Now, relax.
It had to be a trick.
Clay, we went over every inch of those gallows. There wasn't a thing. Noah's been the hangman for years. We know he bought the rope brand new, same as always.
I know. So we're right back where we started from.
What is it?
You tell me.
Kind of a sharp odor.
Gunpowder? No, I don't think so. It smells to me more like some kind of an acid.
That's what it is, all right. Hydrochloric acid.
Well, how would you apply it to the rope, Doc? Just dip it in?
Not necessarily. As a matter of fact, that acid is so powerful that, well, it would eat through the rope immediately.
Well, suppose you wanted the rope to break when a certain amount of weight was pulling on it. But you had to make sure that if anybody examined it first, it would look and feel just like an ordinary rope. How would you do it?
Well, I think I'd use a medicine dropper. A few drops of the acid on the inside strand so it wouldn't show.
That's it. I think you've got your proof. Doc, can you spare some of that in a medicine dropper?
Sure, Clay.
Harris, I want you to do me a favor. Get me a new rope, then go down to the blacksmith shop. Tell him I want to borrow an anvil. Have him deliver it to the gallows.
An anvil?
Weighing about 180 pounds.
Afraid exactly like the first one. But who?
It was never very friendly, but then hanging people and digging graves isn't a very friendly way of life, or one that pays very well.
You ain't got no right to accuse me of anything, Sheriff. And that newspaper man got no right nosing around my place.
He's acting as my deputy, Noah. You know, I think we're going to prove that you doctored that rope. Might go easier on you if you confessed first.
No, you ain't making much sense, Sheriff. I always done my job fair, and anybody...
What do you got, Harris? The acid?
Nope. $2,000.
Yes, sir. $2,000. That's what we're going to pick us up tonight.
Anytime you say, Reed.
Well, I say right now. Any objections?
Oh, no, sir, Mr. Barker. No objections.
No, sir, Mr. Barker. Let me tell you something, Mr. Bartender. This here's the town that tried to hang me, only they couldn't. Not Reed Barker, because he's the only man that's tougher than Tombstone.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Barker.
That's right, Mr. Barker. You know that's right, Mr. Barker. And I want you to give that sheriff of yours a message. You tell him that Reed Barker's not finished with him.
Reed! They got the hangman. Sheriff's headed this way. He's coming for you, Reed.
Well, good. You go out there and tell him I left. I go around the back way and get him while he's talking to you. Go on.
Hello, Sheriff.
Drop the gun belt.
Yeah? Mind if I ask you what I did?
Where is he?
Old Reed? He left here a while ago.
Come on out, Barker. You didn't hang me anyway.
Clay? Huh? These just came. Those Topeka papers from 2 years ago. A little late. But look here. It explains what Reed was talking about.
Yeah.
A condemned killer bribed a hangman to have the rope break.
Mm-hmm.
Well, aren't you interested?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Just playing around with his code. Paul, of course, meant Noah, and the $1,000 was the amount of bribe that Reed thought Seth should offer. So, what happened to your Topeka killer?
Well, he got away with it for a while. They discovered the plot when the hangman started throwing money around.
I guess Reed would have gotten away with it, too, if he hadn't stayed here. Instead, he killed his brother.
And got killed.
Yeah. One time he told the truth.
How do you mean?
He said he wouldn't hang. He didn't.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Oh, Harris. I was going to ask you to ride out with me, but, I see you're busy.
Just doing the rounds. Right out where?
Going out to meet Sam Barrett. Thought I'd ride in with him.
Sam Barrett?
The newspaper man. Finest in the West.
Oh, I thought you were, Harris.
I've been writing about him for a week. Don't you read my...
You go on ahead. I'm going to stay around here. I got some things to do.
Sure. I'll see you later.
Oh, when I get settled in, I'd like to meet him.
Welcome to Tombstone, Sam. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Sam Barrett, a newspaperman from Denver, had been welcomed to Tombstone by a committee of one. A gunman who had shot and killed him on the road a few miles out of town. Pete! Barrett.
Where'd you find him?
Outside of town a few miles. I saw it, Clay.
saw who killed him?
Vic Reel.
The man who works for Douglas Jason. Pete, get our horses. You and I are going to ride out to Jason's place. Where have you been?
Don't talk to me like a 2-year-old, Jason.
Talk? I'll kill you if you do it again. Where have you been?
I've been out, riding around.
Where have you been riding?
Denver. I rode to Denver and I told the marshal that the Taylor gang's in Tombstone. I told him all that money from those train robberies is buried right here on the ranch. I told him because I want to hang.
Get back to the barn and go to work. Wait a minute. What's Jess doing coming back here?
How do I know?
The man ambushed riding into town. That newspaper editor saw the whole thing. He was there.
Nobody was there. He's lying.
You did it. You got the law on us. You made 4 years count for nothing.
Get down off that horse, Jess. Get down! Get down, Jess. Come on, get inside. Move. So now I've gotten me some orders to give Jason. You too, Jesse, and that goes for the rest of the boys.
You better give them fast, Vic. That sheriff is going to come riding in here any minute now.
And you're going to take care of him for me.
I am?
Yeah, you are. Just like my brother took care of you. He sat in that jail, and he waited, and he hanged, and he didn't talk.
Your brother didn't take any chance that I didn't, or that you or Jess here didn't.
Well, like I said, he didn't talk, and he could have.
We would have helped him, if we could have.
We didn't hang him, Vic.
I know you didn't. Sam Barrett did. Sam Barrett, the Denver newspaper man. You remember him, don't you? Ah, he did some fine, fancy preaching in that newspaper of his, didn't he? Ben's life or innocent lives lost in the Taylor gang robberies. In case you forgot, the people listened to him, and they hanged Ben.
So you had to kill Sam Barrett. No matter what it cost us. All of us.
It wasn't supposed to cost nothing, Jason. I didn't plan on nobody seeing it happen.
They're here now, the sheriff and the deputy.
Now, you listen to me close, Jason. You too, Jesse. You get that newspaper man, you hear? Ain't gonna be no proof without no witness. Now, I'm gonna go with the sheriff for 2 days. 2 days. And then I start talking. I tell all I know about the Taylor gang.
None of us could afford that. Put the gun away. You'll be out before 2 days.
Mr. Jason?
Sheriff Hollister.
I want to talk to your man here.
To Vic?
To Vic. You're under arrest. The charge is murder. Sam Barrett.
Well, you must be joking, Sheriff.
Barrett was ambushed on his way into town. There was a witness. He saw you.
Now, wait a minute. Who's Sam Barrett?
Just a man. Let's go.
Sheriff, Vic has worked for me ever since I've been in the territory. He's a good man. You're wrong.
We'll find out at the trial. Now, Mr. Jason, I don't know you very well, but I probably will before this is over. You can be very helpful if you want to.
I don't like it, Jason.
Oh, we'll get him out, Jess. We'll get him out, because he'll wish he were back in. Vic Real is a dead man, any way you look at it.
You're gonna hang, Real.
For what?
I don't know why you did it, but you'll hang.
You're out of your mind, newsman. You're trying to sell a few papers. You better look for something else.
Hey, you dirty!
Tell him to get his hands off me, Hollister. Tell him!
Pete.
Your aim's still good.
Huh?
I asked whether your aim was still good.
Yeah, it's still good.
All right. And get that newsman. We have to do as our friend Vic says.
But why me? Why not Red or...
Because I said you.
So it started all over again, huh? I don't like it. 4 years now and no trouble. And now it's starting all over again.
This is the last. So your aim is still good, huh?
When, Jason?
Tonight.
It seems meaningless, Harris, but everything has to have a reason.
Then what is it? There was no robbery committed, and Sam Barrett didn't have any enemies. At least not out here.
There was a motive. There had to be. This wasn't just a thrill killing. If Real had wanted that, he would have found something in Tombstone. He didn't need Barrett for that.
Then why Sam?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out.
Anything I can do to help, Clay?
No, you just get your paper out. Something will show up. For all these telegrams we've sent out, something's got to happen.
We could use a little luck.
Yeah, that's generally what we get. A very little.
March 8, 1886, early morning. Douglas Jason's plan of murder had failed. Vic Real was still lodged in the Tombstone jail, and Clay Hollister was taking every precaution to see that he remained there until he stood trial for the killing of Sam Barrett.
Jason has 3 or 4 other men beside Real. You know anything about them?
Yeah, but no more than you do, only by sight.
Well, that does it. All the flyers over 4 years old. Nothing there.
Why all of a sudden interest in Doug Jason and his men?
Real has no other associations in Tombstone except them. Now, he kills a man. And somebody takes a pot shot at the only witness who can identify him as a murderer. He's important to somebody. When I find out more about his past, I'll know who.
You think Jason could be involved?
Well, anything is possible. What do we know about him?
Not very much. Came to Tombstone 4 years ago, before either one of us did.
And nobody from town has ever been out to his ranch. All the men he hired are supposedly from different parts of the country, and they never come into town, so we don't know anything about them.
Yeah. Well, I've wired every news source I have.
Yeah, and all my official ones. You know, Harris, this is something more than just a senseless murder.
How's the shoulder?
Gonna live, Pete.
Thanks. No replies at the telegraph office yet.
Old Jake's been doing more sending than he did when the governor was here.
He wants to know when you sleep.
Don't remind me.
You know Axe's food hasn't gotten a bit better.
Boy, you sure are hard to please. You should feel yourself lucky that you're here to eat it at all. Listen to me. I got an idea.
What's that, Clay?
I got a hunch I know who's behind this. I think I can force him to make a move. One last time, Real. Why'd you kill Barrett? You answer, you're going to save a lot of bloodshed.
You don't make good sense, Sheriff.
Look, boy, it's all over for you. You're going to stand trial tomorrow, and you'll take what punishment the judge and jury decide is right for you. But you got a chance to do a decent thing. Maybe even save a life.
You get out of here, Sheriff. I don't have to talk to you about nothing. You think you get it all figured out, haven't you? Well, there you go. Be surprised.
You're the one who's going to be surprised. I have got it figured out.
Vic Reel had refused to talk, and Clay Hollister, in an effort to uncover the motive behind the killing of Sam Barrett, decided on a plan of action. Douglas Jason was to be the starting point.
It's a fine-looking cattle, Jason. Ought to bring a good price. Must be money in ranching. I decided I'm going to get myself one.
Why not? You figuring on grabbing your share and leaving?
Yep.
Well, it's time for it. Where are you heading?
Mexico.
There's just one more thing to be done. Vic. You'll be out soon. Why don't you take him with you? Long, hard ride to Mexico? Anything could happen on the way.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I took care of that newspaper man. That's it. That was the last. I got money now. I'm like you. I'm going to live right.
After you take care of Vic. Nobody else leaves the ranch, not yet. Nothing unusual is going to happen. Everything stays just the same.
What do I get out of it?
What we all get. No more trouble. A ranch in Mexico.
All right. But I swear this is the last. What does he want?
Who?
The sheriff.
Back to work.
Mr. Jason.
Oh, Sheriff.
One of your men told me you were out here in the barn.
What can I do for you?
Leo's trial starts tomorrow. We have a lot of questions we'd like to ask you. I told you could be very helpful.
Tomorrow?
Yes, the circuit judge rides in the morning, and Reel will be the first order of business. You see, somebody's trying to stop this trial before it gets started. So I figure the sooner the better.
Who's trying to stop it?
I don't know. But somebody took a pot shot at my witness last night. Luckily, he wasn't killed.
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you, Sheriff. Vic has only worked for me a couple of years.
4. 4 years.
Yes, about. I mind my own business. I don't know much about Vic, but what he does is really his own affair.
Well, be at the trial anyway, 11 o'clock.
Oh, I'll be there. I don't like trouble, Sheriff.
Neither do I. So there's not going to be any. I have my witness in protective custody, and I'm riding out this afternoon to see the judge safely into town. See you tomorrow.
I asked Red to round you up fast for a reason. The Taylor gang has one last job to do.
Wait a minute, Jason. You never told us that.
Shut up and listen, Red.
The man who saw Reel kill Sam Barrett is still alive. He was only wounded. Sheriff has him in jail in protective custody.
Then let Jess go back and do it right. Why should we stick our necks out?
Shut up and listen. Reel goes on trial tomorrow. Sheriff is riding out to meet the judge this afternoon. He won't be back till tomorrow morning. You all know what'll happen if that trial ever gets started. Because once they start asking questions, they'll never stop.
Then let's clear out now. Let's split the money and go.
No. They'd know then for sure. They got us all identified. There'll be no more hiding out. We gotta do it, Red.
Do what?
You'll keep your mouth shut and listen, I'll tell you. We get the witness and Vic and anybody else in that jail that can identify us.
They'll know we did it.
How? They'll have nothing to go on, Red. This is going to be very good, like a citizens committee, all worked up by this newsman's editorials. The citizens will simply be taking justice into their own hands. The editor will get killed accidentally. I don't want a lot of stuff in the newspapers every day about why did this happen and who's behind it.
Who takes care of Vic?
Well, we all do.
How?
We hang him. Right in his own cell. Just as a good citizens committee would do.
We're all set here. How about it? You still think it'll work?
Oh, I sure hope so. Pete?
Yeah?
Come on in here a minute, will you? Harris, I'll bet my last dollar that Barrett's killing is going to uncover something real big.
Yeah, Clay.
I want to go over this just one more time. Now, remember, the main thing is for you not to make a move until I do.
Dawn, March 9, 1886.
Jason! Tell your men to drop their guns. You're surrounded. I've got you in a crossfire.
Drop your pistol. Captures Taylor gang.
Couldn't be much bigger, could it?
No, what? Say, how's her shoulder?
Oh, fine. You know, the Taylor gang was one of the most notorious train robbery crews in the West. And they say it was Sam Barrett's newspaper crusade that made them stop. I only wish he could have known this.
Well, maybe he does.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Get back inside!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Sunday, May 20, 1882. The Tombstone Bank had been robbed in the dark hour before dawn, and an innocent bystander had been killed by the fleeing gunman.
Todd, stay here. Sam and I are riding down into Jensen's. Cover us.
Dan, there are 3 riders up on the hill, and 2 of them have started down.
Yeah?
Maybe you better get your gun.
You expecting trouble?
Are you? The man in the lead is riding a sorrel like Ben rides.
Inside, honey.
No.
I said inside.
And I said no.
Look, do you trust me?
Yes, I trust you, Dan, but I'm going to stay.
Somebody up the hill told us this was the Jensen farm. I guess you must be Dan Jensen. And you, lady, you must be Hope Jensen.
You want something?
Sort of. but it's business. Or when men talk, most ladies leave the room. All right, tell her, Danny. Tell her you asked us here. The sooner she leaves us alone, the sooner we go.
Go ahead, honey. Go on. Go ahead. Just shut your mouth. What do you want?
Give him the bag.
Why?
I'm appointing you my banker, Danny. Go on, take it, boy. It'll make you the richest banker in the territory.
I said why.
Because I told you to. Because that girl in there deserves a chance to spend the rest of her life with you. And she'll do anything you say, Danny. You just take that money here and put it away for your friends, and there won't be any trouble. If you don't, there's nothing but trouble.
Why me, Ben? You could...
No more arguments. I said give him the bag.
When will you be back?
Well, I think it's time.
You swear no trouble if I do it.
That's what I said. Come on.
Oh, I was just leaving you a note. What about? About the bank? Any news? Yeah, it was robbed. Well, thanks for the exclusive. But everybody in town already knows that.
Does everybody in town know who did it?
No. But they suspect you'll find out.
And I'll find out who killed the handyman.
Now, take it easy, Clay. It's not your fault the bank was robbed.
It's somebody's fault, Harris. 3 men ride into town, break into the bank, kill a man, and just ride out of town again. And you know why they thought they could get away with it? Because there's just me and 1 deputy to take care of the whole...
Sheriff Hollister, I'm Hope Jensen. I'd like to talk to you whenever...
Come in, man. This is Harris Clyburn, editor of the Epitaph.
Miss Jensen.
You got here just in time to stop me from blowing my top.
He means you almost got here in time.
I'll talk to you later. Just wait till you hear me on the subject of newspaper prices.
It's nice to meet you, Miss Jensen.
Thank you.
Will you sit down, ma'am? Now, how may I help you?
Sheriff. Look inside. Is it from the bank?
Maybe you better tell me.
Well, 2 men rode into our place this morning. With that, they gave it to my husband. He hid it. I watched. Later, I found it, and I brought it here. Sheriff, I don't know why Dan took it. I just
Now,
want you to
Mrs.
help
Jensen,
him, please.
getting
I'm
upset
afraid.
isn't going to help. Now, please sit down. Now, Dan, he's your husband?
Yes. We have a farm 9 miles out on the Benson Road. These 3 men.
You said 2.
Oh, did I? Well, there were 3.
Then why did you say 2?
Well, only 2 rode in. The other man stood as a kind of lookout, I guess.
I see. Did you know them?
No. No, I don't know them.
Did your husband?
No.
Quint. Accolade. Lock that in the safe. This is my deputy, Quint. Quint, Mrs. Jensen.
Ma'am?
Now, I suggest you stay here until I get back. Your husband, Dan, will be with me. Dan Jensen?
Yeah.
I'm Clay Hollister.
You the sheriff?
That's right. I'd like to talk to you for a minute. Your wife's in my office, Mr. Jensen.
Why?
She brought me something.
You know what?
Well, what'd she bring you?
Money. A whole sack full of it. The money belongs to the Tombstone Bank. Would you like to tell me why you had it, Mr. Jensen? Your wife has already told me how you got it, but I want to hear it again from you. I'm waiting, Mr. Jensen.
Hope's in your office?
That's right.
Well, this is the truth, Sheriff. I kept the money because they threatened Hope. She didn't know that, but they meant it. I know them.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Let's go.
Don't move, Sheriff. There are 2 guns pointed at you. So you told the law, huh, Danny?
No. Now listen to me a minute, Ben.
Listen? Listen to what? He give you our money, lawman?
Your money?
Where is it, Dan?
I don't know.
You don't. Get off that horse. You too, Dan. Take his guns. The sheriff even itches himself. Kill him. The money.
I haven't got it.
Who has? Where is it? Todd, find out where it is.
You're wasting your time, Ben.
How do you know?
Because it's where you can't get it.
Hold it. Where?
Back in Tombstone.
Is he telling us the truth? The money's back in Tombstone? How did you get it? Your wife. I warned you, Dan.
You can't hurt her. She's safe.
Safe, huh? In Tombstone. So you got the money, huh, Sheriff? She brought it to you. Well, Sheriff, we've got you. Tell me, what do you think you're worth? I figured just about as much as you stole from us.
It might not work.
You better hope it does, Sheriff. Sit down. Let's see how well you can write, Sheriff.
You call it.
Being detained. Still alive. Give bearers the money, or I'm dead. Sign it. Clay Hollister. You write well, Sheriff.
You sound like you've had lots of experience with this sort of thing.
Todd, you and Sam take him into town. Get that money back. Tell them if they don't, they've got a dead sheriff.
What do you mean, take him with us?
Just that. Ride right up to the sheriff's office, but one of you stay outside with him. Make it look like he's one of us.
Suppose he tries.
He won't, because one of you is going to be in a position to kill his wife. And I'll kill his friend here for sure. He knows that, don't you, Danny?
Suppose they try and follow us.
They won't. Make it clear. Any tricks is no deal. They never get Hollister.
After we get the money, what about him?
Bring him back.
Yeah, then what?
Well, Danny Boy's going to ride with us for a while.
And?
I'll let you know later. Now get moving. A lot of money for a dead sheriff.
You sound real pleased, Ben.
Why not?
Well, the way I see it, the odds have changed. They're 1-to-1 now.
Later the same day, May 20, 1882.
note from your sheriff.
Being detained but still alive. Give them the money or I'm dead. Play Hollister. What's the meaning of this?
Just what it says. Hollister, he won't be back. Not unless we get the money. Dan outside. He told me to tell you that.
You're lying. Dan wouldn't say that.
Go to the door. Ask him yourself. But no further. I wouldn't. Because if I don't come out, the others will blast their way in here. And if we don't all come back, you do have a dead sheriff.
Dan, is it true? Is it true?
Do what he says. Give him the money.
You all heard him. The money.
Supposing we do give you the money. How do we know you won't kill him?
You don't. I guess that's a chance you'll have to take. Of course, you've got some time to think it over. I'm giving you 30 seconds, starting now.
I'll give him the money. Can't be any more killing. Tell him to give it to him.
You've only got 15 seconds.
Please give him the money.
Why? What guarantee can you give us they won't kill Clay even if we do?
He said so.
He did.
Time's up. What's it gonna be?
Quint, open the safe. Give him the money. You agree?
Yeah, I have to agree.
You did the right thing.
We'll soon see, won't we?
Yeah. Try anything. Follow me, and your sheriff's a dead man.
Maybe they got lost, Ben. Or maybe you've got this thing figured all wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, if your boys like money as much as you do, they might be on their way over the border with it right now.
Don't try that on me, Hollister.
Well, you can't blame them. Everything they know, they learn from you.
Shut up.
Yeah, and once they're over the border, they're rich men. And you? You'll just be a killer who's going to hang for his killing.
I'm warning you, Hollister.
Well, you better do it fast. Because if your boys are on their way back here and my deputy is following them, they might hear the shot. They'd come riding in here.
You're gonna die. I'm gonna kill you right now.
No, you're not. Not until you get your money, you're not. You see, you might need me. They might demand another note before they turned it over to you.
Yeah, you got that figured right. It's getting late.
Frankly, I'm in no hurry for him to get back. The odds are still 1 to 1.
But I've got the gun.
I can wait. Can you?
We haven't much time. Why did you come to the sheriff, Miss Jensen? Who sent you?
No one sent me.
Did your husband send you?
No. And he didn't kill the man in the robbery because he wasn't there.
If what you say is true, he can't be too deeply involved. Not yet. At most, he's an accessory to a robbery.
What are you trying to say?
Only that if you knew anything that you're not telling us about the men involved in this, you'd be helping your husband by saying so.
Well, maybe you're right. But there's a man dead. And if Dan had anything to do with it, they might hang him, and I can't help hang my husband.
And what happens to him if Clay Hollister is killed?
I can't tell you anything.
And your husband? You feel you're helping him?
I don't know. All I know is he's alive, and I want to make sure that he stays that way. At any cost.
Tell me one thing. How do you decide?
Decide what?
Who's to live and who's to die? That's what you're doing, you know. And you haven't the right. No one has.
I don't care who lives or dies. I only care about Dan and me.
So you're willing to kill someone who tried to help him and you?
No, I'm not.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Miss Jensen. I don't want to hurt you. But I do want to save a life.
There were 3 men. 2 of them you've seen. I don't know them, but the leader is a man called Ben. Ben Jensen. He's Dan's brother.
His brother?
He has a place out near ours, to the east.
The first place to the east?
Yes. It's best you approach it from the corral side.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Let me see it. You think you're smart, don't you?
One to one and no gun.
I like it that way.
I'll get him.
Don't go for your gun, Todd.
Forget it. On your feet. Hold it. Drop the gun.
Where's Dan Jensen?
He's wounded. The editor's back there with him.
Take care of these two. There's one more inside that I want to see to personally. Editor, there is no excuse.
You know the price of newspaper.
Sheriff, I just came from the hospital, and Dan's going to be all right.
Oh, good.
Looks like our troubles are over. I want to thank you.
Well, at least Ben Jensen won't be troubling you anymore. Looks like he'll be staying right here for good.
I'm sorry I had to be so rough, Miss Jensen, but I'm surprised.
You're surprised?
Well, if you thought your husband was being pressured by someone, why didn't you talk it over with him? Like a husband and wife.
You never would have thought he was part of that gang if you had.
Well, maybe it's a lesson that Dan and I have learned. Well, goodbye and thanks again. You wives must be terribly understanding. I mean, for you to be able to tell them everything.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Me either.
I didn't think so.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Deserted, and the heat continued for the 10th straight day.
Oh, boy. I wonder when this is ever going to let up. Hades can't be much hotter.
Well, we're not alone. 105 degrees in New York, and for New York, that's hot. 103 degrees in Kansas City, 109 in Houston, the same in El Paso.
Can't you fellas think of anything else to write about?
Sure. President Grover Cleveland has instructed Secretary of State Baird to invite all the nations of the Western Hemisphere to a conference to discuss common peace and prosperity. That's on page 2. Everybody wants to read about the heat.
I know. It makes people feel better to know that other people are in the same kind of hot stew.
Well, now. Oh, it's awfully hot for a young girl to be out walking around. What can I do for you, ma'am? Here, now, are you all right? Oh!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
What happened?
I don't know. She's all right, though. Just fainted.
You know who she is?
No.
You're all right, ma'am. Just take it easy.
There's a man who came into the lobby there. Hurry. Please hurry.
Harris, stay with her.
Ed?
Yep. And the cash drawer is empty.
Clean through.
Yeah, but not straight through. Quint, you're about the same size as Jenkins.
Just about.
And I'd say our killer stands well over 6 feet tall.
Why?
Because the bullet passed through the body on a downward angle.
Well over 6 feet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few people in town answer that description. People get into a little trouble every now and then.
Round him up. I want to see him in my office.
Likely.
You feel all right now, Miss...
Mrs. Curtis. Yes, thank you, much better.
Mrs. Curtis, your husband, is he with you?
My husband died 3 months ago. I'm on my way to visit my sister Lillian in Los Angeles. But in this heat, I've been taking the journey in easy stages.
And you're staying at the American Hotel?
Oh, no, the Grand.
Well, then you were visiting somebody at the American?
Oh, no, I don't know anyone in Tombstone, Sheriff. I was just out walking.
In this heat, ma'am?
Well, I felt so cooped up these last few weeks in stages and hotels that I just felt like the walls were closing in on me.
Miss Curtis, can you tell us anything about the killing? Perhaps describe the man who fired the shot?
Oh, I wish I could, Sheriff. I was just out walking and I felt faint and I walked into the American Hotel and I heard a shot and I fainted and that's all I can remember.
Then you didn't see the man who fired the shot?
No, I didn't see anyone but the clerk.
And that was when you fainted?
Oh, yes, Sheriff, I told you that.
Oh, yes, ma'am, but I thought maybe you might have made a mistake. You see, we found you outside on the boardwalk in front of the hotel.
Well, I must have stumbled out into the street. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Mrs. Curtis. We'll talk a little bit later, perhaps tonight when it's cooler. 8 o'clock in my office.
Badge or no badge, Hollister, I'm not going to stand for this. I'm accused of murder.
I haven't accused you yet.
I ain't going to take it. You're going to have to gun me down, Sheriff.
I don't want to have to gun you down, but I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them.
Told you were drinking too fast for a hot day, Whitcomb. You're bound to get into trouble.
Trouble? The sheriff's trying to fit me for a rope.
Sam, when was the last time you saw him?
When your deputy here pulled him out of the Alhambra.
And how long had he been there?
Since it opened.
Are you sure?
Sheriff, it's a hot day. Too hot to lie.
All right. You.
I need something to wash away this crummy taste.
That kind of washing gives you an awful lot of trouble, Whitcomb. You better take it easy.
I didn't invent this stuff. I only sell it.
What about us?
Let's talk.
I'm thirsty.
You were the first person that saw Lola Curtis.
No, I wasn't. Jenkins' killer saw her before I did.
All right.
Me and Fred here was sitting over at the Oriental for a couple of hours. My clothes were getting kind of sticky with the heat, so I decided to go up and walk around. That's when I heard the shot, found her stretched out in the walk.
You were in the Oriental for a couple of hours and didn't leave? Not even once?
That's right.
Who saw you?
Everybody was there. Why don't you ask them?
I will.
You heard the bartender. It's too hot to lie, Sheriff.
Clay, you have a minute?
What is it?
The out-of-town papers just came in. I found something.
You can go now. We'll talk a little bit later, but don't either one of you leave town. unknown killer roaming the streets of Houston during the midday heat shot and killed the Wells Fargo office manager.
Same thing in Kansas City, El Paso, and Dodge. Different locations, same crime. In some places, the killer struck more than once.
And look at the dates. This killer, whoever he is headed straight for us.
And now I understand he's here. Fortunately for you, I am also.
Suppose you tell us about our good fortune.
Metcalf is the name, Douglas Metcalf.
And the business, Mr. Metcalf?
The Siesta Killer is my business, Sheriff. I'm an investigator for the Great Southwestern Insurance Company.
Insurance?
Yes. So far, he's hit 5 of the establishments we cover. Our company stands to lose some $27,000. And I stand to lose my job also. So you see, I have quite an incentive.
Yeah, so do I.
Shall we pool our forces for our mutual benefit?
Your credentials, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. What can you tell us about this killer?
Oddly enough, very little, in spite of the fact that I followed his trail here from Houston. He's tall, very elusive. No one has ever seen him. And as far as I can judge, he works alone. However, there is one more point. He not only kills for money, but for the sheer pleasure of killing.
Well, on what do you base that?
Well, most of the murders were unnecessary. Most of the victims were elderly men. Our killer could have accomplished his end by a mere clout on the head, not a bullet.
That's true, Clay. Look at Jenkins.
Jenkins?
Yeah, Mark Jenkins, the clerk at the American Hotel.
If I may, Sheriff, my advice is that you check out every tall stranger in town and any alibi they may have, no matter how convincing they appear.
What about those 2 who were in your office a couple of minutes ago?
Adam Craig and Fred Bates?
How long have they been here?
Just a couple of days. Mr. Metcalf?
I know this man, Sheriff. At least I've seen him before. Houston, wasn't it?
I've never been there. And I've never seen you before either, mister. Now get out of here.
I know it was Houston, Sheriff.
I said get out.
I could testify to it. Yes, indeed. I think at last we found our man.
You didn't have to shoot him. I was standing right next to him.
One of the rules for ripe old age is not to depend on others, not even sheriffs. When a man draws on me, I shoot first. And I might add, I think I've reached the end of my search.
Well, it's too bad we never had a chance to question him. We'll never know for sure now. You, get the coroner. Now, Craig, how long have you known him?
I just met him yesterday. We're staying at the same hotel.
Which one?
The American.
Let's take a walk over to my office.
Blazing hot afternoon of August 16, 1881.
empty cash register.
You smell that? Kind of a heavy scent?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Bates is dead, and Craig was with us when it happened. Looks like we've run out of suspects.
Ah, I knew I'd seen him before.
Fred Bailey, wanted for bank robbery in Houston.
As I told you, Sheriff, I never forget a face.
Clay, I just spoke to old man Fennedy. He was in Hafford's saloon opposite the Occidental. He says he heard the shot and looked out the window, but no one came out of that hotel.
The American and the Occidental. 2 hotels, 2 dead bodies, and 2 empty cash drawers in 3 hours. That's quite a day's work.
The question is it enough for him?
Maybe not. Most of the newspaper stories give him a 2-day operation. Houston, El Paso, Dodge.
There's only one way we can't play it.
How's that?
We'll try again. Notice. 2 different hotels, 2 different blocks. And nobody's seen the killer enter or leave.
Each of those hotels has a side entrance.
Yeah. It has to be somebody who knows Tombstone, knows the back alleys. Somebody who's been here more than just a couple of days.
Look, gentlemen, our killer is moving in a southerly direction. First the American Hotel, then the Occidental Hotel. It's my guess that he'll hit this block next, the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Has that a rear entrance?
Yep.
Well, your town is waking up, so I doubt whether he'll try any more today.
And we'll be ready for him if he tries again tomorrow. Gentlemen, let's keep this just to ourselves.
Naturally. Now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I think I'll go soak in a tub. Did you notice?
What?
In all this heat, his collar isn't even wilted. Now, that's what I call a real cool customer.
Yeah.
Clay, maybe the killer has already left.
No. Somehow I just don't think he has. Well, folks, thank you very much. And if no one has anything to add to what's already been said, I suggest we break this up.
Would you care to join me for dinner, Miss Curtis? One of the features of Tombstone is the plum pudding of the Cosmopolitan, a specialty of the house.
I couldn't, thank you.
It'll give you strength to battle the heat.
No, I just couldn't really. I keep hearing that shot and seeing that poor man fall. I must confess, gentlemen, I'll be glad to be leaving Tombstone.
Well, you're leaving town, Miss Curtis?
Yes, I'm taking the afternoon stage tomorrow at 5.
Well, a word of advice, if you don't mind. Don't leave your hotel room tomorrow until you're ready to check out.
I think I've learned my lesson. Thank you.
Well, if you don't mind, I think I'd better just see you to your hotel room.
Good night.
Good night.
Sheriff, I'd like to stake out the Cosmopolitan with you tomorrow.
All right, Mr. Metcalf, on one condition.
Oh? What's that?
That you don't wear a gun. I want to take the Siesta Killer alive, if possible.
Agreed.
All right. I'll meet you in the hotel lobby around noon.
Fine, thank you. Good night, Sheriff.
Thank you, Mr. Clyburn. Good night.
It was my pleasure, Miss Curtis.
made a conquest, my dear. The editor likes you.
There's a stage leaving in the morning. Let's take it.
But, Lola, dear, we haven't completed our business.
Well, I'm sick of our business. I'm sick of killing tired little old men. We've had enough.
Money, yes. But I get a lot more out of it. Douglas. Little Douglas. Big men patting me on the head. When they walk, they stretch their legs. I'm like a ridiculous popinjay trying to keep up with them. Mocking me, always mocking
You've
me.
had revenge and pleasure.
My dear, the siesta killer is a tall man. Well over 6 feet tall. No one ever thinks of a murderer as a little man or a beautiful woman.
I've had enough.
Well, I haven't. You've evidently forgotten our little arrangement, my dear. You wanted money, plenty of it. And I wanted... Now, I've convinced Clay Hollister that the siesta killer's next target is the Cosmopolitan. But you will beware.
The Arcade Hotel.
You will leave this hotel exactly at 12 o'clock, noon. And you will exit by the rear door, and you will go to the arcade through the side entrance. You will follow the usual instructions. Is that clear, my dear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Pleasant dreams, my dear.
The morning of August 17, 1881. The mercury had already climbed above 90. You sure you have enough deputies staked out?
Never have enough. Clint, you better get going. Right, Clint. What do you think you're doing?
Not enough deputies.
Oh, you stay here. Somebody's got to mind the store.
The desk clerk was most happy to have the day off.
You're unarmed?
Well, you said no guns. That'll do nicely for both of us. Now, from here, you can see both the front entrance and the side entrance. You know, I'm beginning to enjoy this.
Jenkins didn't. Neither did Jim Patches.
Well, in the large scheme of things, they're unimportant. What really matters is the capture of this diabolically clever killer, the siesta killer. He's eluded me for 2 months. But now, here we are, waiting for him.
Is this the closest you've ever gotten to him?
Yes.
When was the last time that you crossed paths?
Dodge.
And what happened?
I missed him by 2 days.
Quint, I want you to hold down the desk here. Mr. Metcalf and I are going over to the arcade.
The arcade?
That's right.
But why?
Come on.
While we're here following some stupid hunch of yours, the siesta killer is most likely in the lobby of the Cosmopolitan.
Drop the gun, Miss Curtis.
You're wrong, Sheriff. Turn around slowly. Drop it.
Drop your gun behind the desk.
What made you suspect Metcalf and Mrs. Curtis in the first place, Clay?
This? You remember there was a heavy scent of some kind near Jim Patch's body when we found him? I noticed the same thing last night on both Metcalf and Mrs. Curtis.
From that, you surmise there could be some connection.
That and a few other things. And I knew that there was only one safe place left for the siesta killer to hit. That is, if Miss Curtis were working with Metcalf. Remember she said last night that she wasn't going to leave her room today? So, since she couldn't go too far and risk being seen, it had to be the Arcade Hotel, just a few doors down from where she was staying.
Well, thanks, Clay.
For what?
You've just given me my headline. Death has a lavender scent.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to open an account.
Yes, indeed, sir. And how much would you plan to deposit?
200. The name's Loring. Jim Loring.
Well, hello, Clay. Man, you look pushed. How'd it go?
How does 7 days in the saddle ever go?
I withdraw the question.
Taggart.
His name's Loring. Been in town close to a week. Cattle buyer, I think.
No. He's Bert Taggart. At least that's the name he used the last time he was tried.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Sheriff Clay Hollister had good reason to be uneasy. The notorious Bert Taggart was in Tombstone. After making a careful check of his activities since he had arrived, Hollister confronted him.
Hold it a minute.
Talking to me, Sheriff?
That's right, Taggart.
My name's Loring, Sheriff.
Loring, Brown, Smith, you can call yourself any name you want. You're still Bert Taggart.
So?
So what do you want in Tombstone?
Why?
Well, I just want to warn you. First wrong move you make, you're in trouble. Is that clear?
Cool customer.
Yeah. Just found out something about him.
What?
He's opened an account at the bank. A small account.
Uh-huh. Like taking coals to Newcastle.
Uh-huh. Withdrawals more in his line.
Doesn't prove anything, though, does it?
Nothing I can put him in jail for. But Taggart's no run-of-the-mill gun hand, no petty thief. He's engineered some of the biggest crimes in this territory. He's up to one now.
And smart enough not to get caught.
So far.
Early morning, April 10. Sheriff Clay Hollister continued to keep a careful check on Bert Taggart's activities.
Going somewhere, Taggart?
What's it look like?
What's your hurry?
I don't like the way it smells around here. Not good enough for you?
It's in the saddlebags.
10-Star, don't play with me unless you want to get yourself in a lot of trouble.
The saddlebags, Taggart. Open them up.
Why, you two-bit.
What's this, Taggart?
What does it look like?
Looks like you're under arrest.
Under what charge?
Illegal possession of explosives, assault on a peace officer. Let's go. Everything out of your pockets on the desk. That everything?
Yeah.
What about that?
It's just a letter.
On the desk.
You sure like to push, don't you?
On the desk. Watch, too.
It better be here when I get out.
It will be. Move. Just a couple of lines. Way to the crossroads south of Naco. You'll be contacted. No signature, just the letter D.
From Mexico,
Yeah, postmark Nogales.
That could mean anything or nothing.
Nothing. Take a look at that.
Dynamite? 40%. Whew, that's potent stuff.
Potent enough to blow the doors off of any safe in the country.
Hey, Sheriff. Come here a minute, will you?
Let's go see what he wants. I'm listening.
I suppose you read that letter. It's from Juan Diego.
Diego?
The Tiger of Sonora.
I've heard of him.
Let's put our cards on the table, Hollister. Maybe we can make a deal.
Yeah, you're doing the talking.
You turn me loose, and I'll give you my word I'll steer clear of Tombstone.
That doesn't sound like much of a deal from where I stand.
It will. You see, Juan Diego plans to go political. Now, that requires money, Sheriff, for guns. Guns for an army.
That's Mexico's problem.
Is it? You see, Juan Diego plans to get that money on this side of the border. That's where I come in. 5 years ago, I set up a few jobs for his brother, Ramon. That watch that you took, he gave it to me. It's engraved on the inside. To my good friend Bert Taggart from Ramon Diego.
Ramon Diego's dead, isn't he?
Yeah, 2 years ago in Agua Prieta. He was found in a gutter. No, Taggart, I still don't see a deal.
Tombstone's the richest town in the territory. Diego knows that. Now, if I don't show up, he's liable to come into this town and try to take it with his guns instead of my brains. He'll rip this town apart at the seams. Now, if you let me go, I'll swear I'll keep Diego and his killers out of Tombstone. He'll listen to me. He knows my reputation.
Knows it? Haven't you ever worked with him before?
No, just his brother Ramon. I've never met Juan Diego. But like I said, he knows my reputation. We made our deal by letter. Well?
I'll think about it.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to figure. With me in jail, your people get killed out on the streets. Or me out of jail, there's no trouble.
Well, he's got a point, Clay. There's one big flaw in his argument, Harris. If it isn't Tombstone, be some other town. Besides, he'd never keep his word. Taggart never met Juan Diego, huh?
Well, that's what he said.
With Taggart's papers, this letter, his watch, I could pass myself off as Taggart now, right? I mean, we're about the same age, height.
That's loco, Clay. It's like sticking your head in a lion's
Well, sure,
mouth.
it's a risk, but if it pays off, it's worth it, isn't it?
And if you lose?
Diego loses with me. And there won't be any towns butchered.
Well, it's a long chance, but it's the only one we've got. Diego's only interested in money. He can get it without a fight for it. So much the better. You tell the telegraph operator the signal will be when the line goes dead. Clay says he's going to manage to cut it somehow.
Yeah, and when that happens, I want to ring a man around the bank. But out of sight. We don't want to tip our hands until we're ready. You got it?
Yeah.
See you later.
Good luck.
Clay Hollister had assumed Bert Taggart's identity. Tombstone's life was at stake, and so was his own.
Your name?
Taggart?
Get on your horse. General Diego will be glad to see you.
General?
Yes. El Tigre de Sonora now is the General.
Who made him a general?
He did. Why? Get on your horse. Calls himself Taggart?
When your brother, Ramon, gave me this, he called me compañero, not gringo.
Ramon is dead. Speak no more of him.
I have heard of this dynamite. It is said that one little stick is more powerful than a cask of black powder.
That's right, General. Used properly, that little bundle of dynamite can do more damage to a safe than a whole wagon load of powder.
Teniente.
Sí, mi general.
Right to the main camp. See that the men are ready to move at daybreak.
Oh, wait a minute, General. You're not planning on taking your whole outfit, are you?
Why?
Well, that's just asking for trouble. Somebody's bound to spot a whole army on the move. A few men can move faster and less liable to be spotted.
There's much truth in what he says, mi general.
I will think of it. The morning will bring my decision.
Oh, you're the general.
Muy bien, sargento, nos vamos para el campo. Vamos sin perder tiempo. Vamos sin perder tiempo.
That ought to do it. Give me the broom. He slugged me while he was cleaning out his cell.
And he knows right where to find Diego.
Well, he hasn't got a start. Maybe we can run him down.
There isn't a horse in the territory can run down that buckskin he stole.
That's for sure. Well, what are we going to do?
All we can do is wait. And hope Taggart breaks his neck.
Now, from 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning, there's nobody on the streets. Town's buttoned up. That gives us an hour to do a job that shouldn't take more than 20 minutes.
That will only take a handful. The rest of my army can spend its time more profitably.
How?
An army needs cattle for food. But most of all, we need money. How do we get inside the bank building?
Well, this alley leads around behind the bank. That back door shouldn't be too hard to force. We'll leave 2 men in the alley to guard against surprise. And you, me, and 2 other men will do the inside work. Four o'clock, General. Time we got moving. We are ready.
General! General! Mire!
If I did not need the money for my army, I would kill you both. One of you is lying. The question is, which one?
I swear. He's an imposter. I'm Taggart.
Silence. You have the watch, the letter.
I told you how he got him.
And what is more, you gave us the plan.
It's my plan. All right? If you won't kill him, I will.
Maybe he was Taggart. Maybe we find out for sure after you have done your part and we get the money. Give me your guns.
What's the idea?
You said yourself there wouldn't be any need for guns if we followed your plans, Senor Taggart. Do you feel differently now?
No, just so long as I get them back afterwards. They're a matched set. I wouldn't want to lose them.
You will get them back, Gringo. But if you are not Taggart, we will bury you with them. Teniente, traigan los caballos y vámonos.
A los caballos.
5:10. Give it another try.
Still open. Well, I guess we can call it a night. If he was coming, it'd be cut by now.
You're probably right. I think I'll stick around a while just in case. If anything does happen, I know where to get all of you.
Well, you know how to shut the key. I'll leave it open.
5:30. Your plan was to cut the wire, was it not? Like you said, in this way they cannot alert other towns until after we are gone.
That's the plan.
Well, I think we change it. Later, after we get the money from the bank, we cut the wire. You agree?
No, I don't.
Correct me if I'm in error. If someone were in the telegraph office and the wire was cut, that could be a signal, no?
What are you getting at?
It's very simple. If this is a trap, you will be the first to die. Is that understood, gringo?
Understood.
I just had an amusing thought. If that other fellow was telling the truth, you, the sheriff, will be robbing your own town. Adelante!
Dame la barra.
Got clay under the gun in there. Diego must suspect something.
What are we going to do?
We wait.
Something wrong, gringo? Just a little bit nervous. You got a smoke? Thanks. What now? It'd be best if you could move it a couple of feet away from the wall.
Why would that be?
Do what he says and be silent, both of you.
Another foot, we got it. You should have brought some of your bigger men along, General.
Push, Antonio. Push, Jorge.
Just a little bit more should do it.
Push, you fools. We haven't got all day.
Let me give you a hand.
Wait. Wait.
Hi, Harry. You got a match?
is with sincere gratitude the Mexican government expresses appreciation of your efforts in capturing the bandit known as El Tigre de Sonora. A detachment of troops will arrive at the international border to receive custody of your prisoner on the 19th of this month. Yours in friendship, Armando Ramirez, Secretario Particular to El Presidente Porfirio Diaz. You ought to frame this, Clay. Next time you go jump on the border after some gunman, it might come in handy.
All right, General. Let's go. You will pay for this, gringo.
Sure. Sure.
Juan Diego, self-made general. I wonder what makes him do it.
I don't know. At least he'll get a military funeral in front of a firing squad.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.